Hi guys, welcome back to the Social Tune. And since everyone has been doing ranked videos, especially since the Double Agent's departure, I thought it was about time that I gave it a go. And what better time of year to start than the fall? Wait, what? Do my neighbor's dogs get loose again?
Oh no, my wolves just get rowdy when someone reviews the same week I do. Welcome to the Music Den, Finn.
Right, you said you were going to be reviewing this week, eh? Yeah, well, I'll just leave you to it then.
No. You stepped in my den, you started this video, you're finishing it with me.
But I didn't mean to—
Fall Top 20 Ranked!
Thunder, feel the thunder.
The fall season is usually pretty, chaotic for the Hot 100, and its effects on the top 20 are usually on par with that. This is the time of year where all the great songs from spring and summer begin to fall out of the top 20, leaving room for any number of songs to replace them. It's unpredictable, to say the least.
Yeah, but that's because this is the end of year rush, when artists are quickly releasing and promoting music so that it can make the year-end top 100, which obviously shakes up the quality of the charts more than a little bit.
And with new things shaking up the charts, I figured best keep Finn while he's here, that way I don't have to face it alone.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Anytime. You guys should already be aware of the 6-tier ranking system, and here's my ranking system to determine the quality of the charts overall. Since Finn is helping me here though, I decided to take our total rewarded points and divide them by 200. That way I can get a percentage that fits the chart.
Yeah, but since Kumai and I both had differing opinions on a lot of these songs, we decided to rank them a little differently. Each of us gave them a certain number of points based on their rank and the tier they landed in. Then we added our scores together and numbered them accordingly. And here's what that looks like.
Link to this week's Hot 100 is in the description below, and with that, let the disagreements begin!
Except, we can't, because we both ranked the first 4 songs exactly the same.
Oh, look what you made me do. Look what you made me do. Look what you just made me do. Look what you—
So, what celebrity drama is associated with this?
I think all of them.
I don't like your kingdom key.
Remember how Bad Blood was directed straight at Katy Perry and Shake It Off was for the haters? Well, this is directed at anyone who ever made a big deal out of one of those beefs, meaning the music media, the previously mentioned people, and basically anyone who's ever listened to one of her songs. Hell, it's even a slap in the face to her fans. Why? Because it sounds fucking awful.
I don't like your little game.
Neither of us like Shake It Off, but I think we can both agree that it's better than this. The instrumentation is atrocious, from the minimal bass, the ugly hi-hats, not to mention the choking sounds that you hear in the second, chorus.
Look what you just made me do. Look what you just made me do.
On top of that, the lyrics barely make sense half the time and are completely bitchy for the rest of it.
I don't like your perfect crime. How you laugh when you lie.
If his crime was so perfect, how did you find out about it? Also, what crime? Also, obviously, who likes someone who laughs when they lie? It's infuriating, and it's a dead giveaway.
But I got smarter, I got harder in the nick of time.
Smarter? No. Harder? Highly debatable.
But not for me, not for me. All I think about is karma.
That is the truest thing that she said in this entire song. Can't deny that, Taylor. You never let things go. You always hold a grudge.
I'm sorry, the old Taylor can't come to the phone right now.
This entire song is just broken, with Taylor trying to wipe her slate entirely clean, only forcing people to compare this to her past work, and realizing just how shitty this song is. Even the video is trying way too hard to be dark and just fails on all levels. You remember when Maroon 5 did this?
Baby, I'm playing on you tonight. Hunt you down, eat you alive.
This song is ridiculous, and so is the video. But Adam Levine clearly knows this and plays into it. That's why it's one of their more enjoyable songs. Taylor, on the other hand, treats everything like it's an important artistic decision she made in response to all the criticism thrown her way.
We'll both be discussing this individually in future, be sure of that. But for now, suffice to say, it's an embarrassment that should never have made it to number 1. What is that sound? It sounds like a goat dying. Over and over again.
C'est comme si c'est comme ça.
You know, out of curiosity, I actually did do some background research on the people involved in this, and where Willy William may seem like a stupid Pitbull knockoff with a dumb name.
Now come on, is he really such a carbon copy of Pitbull? Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. Anyways, he's an oddly skilled musician. Most of what I found by him actually has him singing in French. He's surprisingly solid. The exception comes with Voodoo song, which is where the beat from Yente comes from.
Pourquoi tu cherches des complications quand les choses sont là devant toi?
And believe it or not, it's actually worse. J Balvin, on the other hand, has a bit more to him. J Balvin is one of the biggest stars in Latin America. He's been widely successful down there for many years. Musically speaking, he's the reggaeton crossover between Justin Bieber and Chris Brown. And comparing the song to some of his past work, musically, lyrically, he's done a lot worse. A lot worse.
You know, I have a friend who says that this sounds like DJ Snake. Don't worry, he's due for a doctor's checkup soon.
To have his ears checked?
No, because I punched him in the face.
Oh yeah, they made a remix with Beyonce. There's not much of a difference between the two versions. I just bring it up because all the funds made on that remix are going down to Puerto Rico.
I tell all my hoes, rake it up, break it down, bag it up.
Down in the DM wasn't good the first time you made it, Yo Gotti, so why did you think the second time would be any different?
I tell all my hoes, rake it up.
Actually, I take it back, because the lyrics are measurably worse this time around. Obviously you have the raking metaphor, which I'd make a joke about if the video didn't already, and on top of that I am not a fan of repetition, so this kind of drives me up the wall. But then you have the verses.
I made love to a stripper. First I had to tip her.
That's an odd choice of words. I mean, this song could have been about how he fell in love with the stripper, but why would he emphasize that he had to tip her first? It kind of spoils the romance. Hell, why bring up love at all? He starts the song by saying this.
Oh, this strip club anthem, nigga, what's up?
And on top of that, he's just basically acting like a pimp in the last verse.
We won't never write no statement. We ain't showing up in court.
See what I mean?
They should bleed once a month, cause that's what these bitches do.
What?
They should bleed once a month, cause that's what these bitches do.
Did that really just happen? I know that this is supposed to be a giant fuck you to some guy or a complete diss on their masculinity, but this crosses a line, and not for any reason of moral standing, but
they should bleed once a month, cause that's what these bitches do.
He's making me imagine a man bleeding from his dick. This is the worst lyric of 2017. Yes, worse than that one.
She said, pay for the pussy, pay for the pussy. Hey, wait for the pussy, wait for the pussy. Ask God to forgive me, cause I pray for the pussy.
That's just really sad and pathetic. You are bragging, right? And of course, the worst part, Nicki Minaj.
Brought out the pink Lamborghini just a race with China. What the race to China? Just a race in China.
Stop saying China, I'm running out of pictures. I don't listen to much Nicki Minaj. I can't really speak about her overall skill and where her music has been going over the last few years, but it's safe to say that this is one of her lowest points, right? Right?
I buy a new car for the bitch, for real. I tear down the mall with the bitch, for real. You can't even talk to the bitch, nah.
This song is bare bones and worthless, and I refuse to devote any of my time to it. I'm off for a quick juice break. See you in a bit.
Have we forgotten about the wolves already?
No, ma'am.
Good. You know, I remember seeing an argument trending on Twitter a while back where people were arguing over who was better, 21 Savage or 21 Pilots. Well, I'm no fan of 21 Pilots, but hearing this song for the first time, I decided to revisit this.
I'm falling, so I'm taking my time.
And I found myself wishing it was the song I had to talk about. Yeah, if you make me miss one of my worst hit songs of last year, you're going in the shit tier. I mean, as much as I hate Ride, at least 21 Pilots had the decency to try.
First things first, I'ma say all the words inside my head. I'm fired.
You know, I honestly don't hate all of this. The triplet flow is annoying, but it does pick up in tempo on its way to the chorus in a way I did like, plus the verses are pretty inoffensive and meaningless with pretty decent instrumentation, but it's still this low on the list for a reason, namely that atrocious chorus.
You burn me up, you burn me up.
You know, I hadn't heard this song in ages, so I was kind of willing to cut it some slack and give it another chance. Then my sisters played it while we were carpooling together, and I was in hell for the entire ride. No joke, I was visibly cringing until it was over.
The way he screams Payne on the chorus is pretty fitting. I'd say I'm sorry for putting this here, but how do I put this? Yeah, no, you couldn't pay me to use that phrase. Seriously, fuck this title.
I think it's safe to say that neither of us really hate Demi Lovato as much as, say, Kevin or Ethan. After all, I like Cool for the Summer, but Skyscraper was proof that she was capable of making shit, and this is just another example of it. The chorus in particular is just awful, with the shrill shouting, the awful multi-tracking on the vocals, and the artificial gospel vocals that sound like a compressed chipmunk sound effect.
For my part, I actually like Demi, so this was an even bigger disappointment. I love Cool for the Summer, Heart Attack, Confidence, and Give Your Heart a Break, and I don't even hate Skyscraper. But you want to know what personally really gets to me about this song? I mean, seriously, Demi, did you really think that no one was going to notice you ripping off Chance the Rapper's biggest solo hit, one that got a ton of attention and awards? Seriously, fuck you for this. This is a blatant rip-off and a poor one at that. The only thing redeeming this song is that the build-up to the chorus is pretty good, plus I heard that new album of hers recently and oh boy is she capable of worse. Oh my god!
That little bitch, you can fuck with me if you wanted to. These expensive.
So this got to #1, eh? Or at least it's better than Taylor Swift.
Hey, come on, this song has some positives. The content is pretty interesting despite some of the repetitiveness. I always viewed it from a point of view of a stripper, just out to make money, not just to support herself, but also because she seems to enjoy it. In a world dominated by strip club anthems such as Break It Up, from the point of view of these thirsty male rappers talking about all these submissive strippers, I can definitely appreciate a song like this. Plus, you gotta admit she has some personality.
I be in and out them banks so much I know they tired of me.
While the beat is very generic, her performance makes it enjoyable. I'd probably hate this beat if anyone else were rapping over it.
I'll give you that. My favorite part of this song is Cardi B's Confidence. It just kind of annoys me that we have yet another trap anthem in the top 20, especially when it reaches #1. And when I listen to this, that's all I hear, a boring trap anthem from an artist who has personality, but for some reason went with a slow, plodding, and boring flow.
Yeah, I can't argue with you there. While I do like the content of this song, it's kind of hard to pay attention to at times. It's very easy for this to turn into background music for me. Speaking of which...
I've been fucking hoes and popping pillies, man, I feel just like a rock star.
You know, it took me a long time to figure out how I felt about Congratulations, and here it's a similar case. I like the beat, it's mournful and dark. I'm not sure it was intentional, but I do think that it has some nice atmosphere to it. And while Post Malone is serviceable at best for me, 21 Savage is just terrible. Not as bad as usual, sure, but that's not saying much.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I have to give Post Malone credit. I actually like this song.
Cocaine on the table, liquor porn, don't give a damn.
Like you said, the beat is pretty great, and it actually works surprisingly well for both of their voices. And yes, 21 Savage's verse is generic, with the token lines about stealing your girl, but it's much more energized than usual. And you know what, I'll say it, from the performance to the content, I actually like Post Malone on this. It really does feel like he's trying to emulate the life of a rock star with the use of some references that do make sense. So yeah, I actually think this song is pretty decent. Will it change my opinion on White Iverson? No, but it is a step in the right direction.
I've been on the low, I've been taking my time. I feel like I'm out of my mind.
So, you, got any jokes?
Nope. Don't get me wrong, I like the idea of this song's structure. It's basically from the point of view of a guy who calls the suicide hotline telling them that he wants to die, then the conversation goes back and forth for a bit, ending in him eventually saying that he wants to live. A nice idea, but it feels far too sugar-coated, generic, and dreary. This song had so much potential, but it doesn't really deliver on it.
Yeah, this is definitely one of those songs where I respect it more than I like it. It has great intentions, but it doesn't stick in my head for very long. Aside from the chorus and Khalid's outro, actually, I don't really remember anything within the song.
Yeah, this song is not as powerful or as inspiring as it could have been. It just feels like an after-school special. Remember Macklemore and Ryan Lewis's big hit, Same Love, a couple of years ago?
And I can't change.
That song was powerful because it was a call to action. It was an anthem. This isn't. It just presents the facts without really offering any kind of solution. Suicide is a terrible thing. There is no debate about that. But this song doesn't really convey the weight that that topic should have. And at the end of the day, Logic is just capable of so much better, and roping in Alessia Cara for this from Scar's You're Beautiful, another song that felt more dreary than it did inspirational, just kind of hammers the corporate feeling of this song home all the harder. Am I glad it's in the top 10? Yes. Am I going to call it a timeless classic? No. You know, I have a friend who says that once I get this song, I will instantly understand why it's good. I'm still waiting.
I'll just take over for this one. Back in the summer, I placed this song at number 6, at the top of the good tier. And while it's shrunk on me a bit since then, it's still got good production, French Montana is better than usual, and Swae Lee really makes the song all his own. He does a halfway decent impression of The Weeknd, and he does manage to stay on topic. I'm still not sure why, but the song does work, you'll see.
Well, you have the wolves, so I guess I can't really argue with you there.
Come and move that in my direction. So thankful for that, it's such a blessing, yeah.
Arguably the biggest song of the century, and we're placing it at number 10. Don't get me wrong, the song's good. There's a reason it's tied for most weeks at number 1 with Mariah Carey and Boyz II Men. But the original is so much better! I ranked the original back in summer because it was more enjoyable. Justin Bieber is just a distraction here. His Spanish is only so-so, and he doesn't sound remotely comfortable. Hell, have you seen him perform this live? You dick!
While I do think it's awesome that a music video that was posted a mere 8 months ago is now the #1 video on YouTube, being the first one to crack 3 billion views and now probably being at over 4 billion, I honestly like both versions of this song about the same. While I do think that Bieber feels a little tacked on, I also feel that he brings more cohesion to the song, and I really do love his harmonizations with Louis Fonsi, especially on the chorus. So yeah, to me, both versions of this song are good. The remix is no better or worse than the original. To quote a critic named Kevin, Slow Jamz is better.
She wants some Marvin Gaye, some Luther Vandross, a little Anita. I know, yeah, I already know that there ain't no stopping.
Outside of Harry, Niall is the One Direction member whose solo material I've been liking the most. He's got a nice voice, he's a pretty good songwriter, and I do like this folksy music he's going for.
I agree, Niall was always my favorite 1D member back in the day, partly because he had one of the better voices, and he was responsible for a lot of the songwriting, and because he was rapping for Ireland. Woo! But while I do like his huskier vocals and the sound he's going for, I will say that it feels a little stilted and plodding to me, especially with that slow percussion.
I do see what you mean, but my sisters have played this song too much at this point and I've learned to overlook that part. That being said, for some weird reason, this is not the best song in the top 20 by a former One Direction member.
You know I love it when the music's loud, but come on, strip that down for me, baby.
Remember when everyone was saying that Harry Styles would be the Justin Timberlake of the group? Well, here's Liam Payne taking that approach to music, and I gotta say, it kinda works. This song is a real earworm, and even though you could argue that Slow Hands is a better song, Strip that down, it still has a lot of replay value.
Yeah, for some reason, I actually really like this song, and I think I know why.
You know I used to be in one deep, now I'm not free. People want me for one thing, that's not me.
See, I have a thing for songs with meta lyrics, and this is a prime example of that. Plus, it means that it's more than just a club anthem, it's also a song about Liam's own independence as an artist, over a pretty nice beat with some great bass to it. Plus, for as uncomfortable as he does look in the music video, Liam is way better at being sexy than ZAYN.
So we'll piss off the neighbors in the place that feels the tears.
It's kind of a shame that this song features Quavo, who's a complete non-presence here. At least he's forgettable though, so I guess that's something. My thoughts about this song haven't really changed much. Actually, last time I talked about it, I forgot to mention the lyrics.
I don't know if you could take it. No, you wanna see me naked, naked, naked.
Naked. That's not sexy, that's childish.
Cause you done beat it like the 68 Jets.
You're comparing your partner's, vigorousness to a famous football victory that only dedicated sports fans would know about. And for the record, yes, I did have to look that up. And don't even get me going on this guy.
Fuck you till you burned out, cremation. Hey, you know I'ma slaughter like I'm Jason.
But if he says, fuck her till she's burned out, cremation, what else happens in between? Oh god, that's even worse!
Oh, what do you know? I love this song.
What was that?
Nothing. But seriously, I do find myself loving this. Sure, the Santana sample is the best part of the song, with the amazing riff, the great bass line, the random plucking, basically all of the instrumentation, but I'm a sucker for this sound all the same. It's not better than Maria Maria, but it's still great. And personally, I think that this is the most sultry Rihanna has been in ages, and I'll certainly say it's the best thing I've ever heard Bryson Tiller do. And for as silly as some of these lyrics are, at least they're colourful, they do add to the track, and don't even get me started on that gorgeous bridge.
DJ Khaled.
I get why some people don't like it or find it boring, but for me, it's one of the best things that any of the artists involved have done.
I'm never gonna let you close to me, even though you mean the most to me.
I was very surprised to find out just how much I had missed Sam Smith's voice. Usually his songs will start out great for me, then I get sick of them fairly quickly. But certain songs like I'm Not the Only One and Like I Can are exceptions to that rule, and at least for now, so is this.
I'm not quite as mad about this song as you are, but it is pretty good. I like the instrumentation, I like his voice, and even the premise manages to be interesting. Basically, it's about a guy who sabotages his own relationships because he's been burned in the past and he's afraid of getting hurt again. That's pretty layered, and though the song is a bit of a slow burn, it does grow on you.
I can definitely attest to that. This one's a grower, guys. Trust me.
I keep my hands on myself.
Thank you, God, an indie rock band! If you guys know me, then you know I love rock music. So the sheer lack of rock on the Hot 100 can be a bit hard to stomach at times. That being said, I was so happy to see the song hit the top 10.
It's a good addition, I'll give you that. I just kind of feel like the song is missing something to really win me over.
What could you possibly not like about this song? The bass-heavy melody?
No.
The chorus, which is just fun to sit through?
Ooh, I'm a rebel just for kickstart. I've been feeling it since 1966.
No, I love the chorus.
Oh, so it's the lead singer's treble voice, which actually works against the mentioned bass melody that we got going on here.
Got another mouth to feed.
Not entirely, but even you have to admit that his falsetto isn't the best.
You're right, it's not. But this song is just so much fun. It's got a nice steady pace, the bass, the drums, and even the pitch-shifted vocals are just so damn enjoyable. It's just a great song, and I wish it was longer. It just goes by way too quick for me.
Personally, I think the length of the song is fine. And like I said before, the chorus is pretty good, and I especially love those horns. This song was just decent for me at first, but I will admit that it actually has grown on me a fair bit. It's just that it kind of sounds like a million other indie rock songs to me. I'm glad it's here, but that's about the extent of it. But then again, I review albums, so even though it is pretty awesome having this in the top 20, I'm probably just as sensitized at this point.
I'm gonna give it to you. Gold jewelry shining so bright.
This song is just plain great, with a catchy chorus, a wonderful bridge, and a charismatic performer. Not the best on 24K Magic, but still awesome. But there's something bothering me. Don't get me wrong, I'm thrilled that this song is so high up, but didn't you nitpick the hell out of it before?
Yeah, but it's like you said, the song is so much fun that I really couldn't stay mad at it for long. Bruno's a great singer, and he makes me believe every word he's saying. He's just that charismatic. Again, I know I nitpicked this, but I'm just so happy that I can adore it again.
Heh, yeah, and while we're on that subject... Overplay's getting to me, she said.
Be quiet.
Gonna make my bad tear, she said.
Shut up!
Needs to go away, she said. Well, how about that? Top of your good tear, you must be so...
You were saying...
Nothing, man.
Yeah, I'm the alpha here, Finn. Remember that. I know what I said last time, and for a little while, this song was just insufferable. Then I listened to it for this video, and it came full circle on me. I couldn't deny how much I loved it in that one moment. I like the beat, I still think it's better used here than on Work or on Cheap Thrills. I like the acoustic guitar put up against it. Hell, I even enjoy the humming in the verses!
The club isn't the best place to find a lover, so the bar is where I go. Me and my friends at the...
That's a condescending hum if I've ever heard one.
Who finds love in the club when you could find love in a bar?
All jokes aside, Ed Sheeran is just too dorky and likable for me to give him too much shit.
I'm in love with the shape of you. We push and pull like a magnet do.
I've loved this song from the day I heard it, and that has not changed. I'm still amazed that I can return to this song after a good 9 months and still not be sick of it. The beat is that catchy, as are the OIOIs. The writing is very typical of Ed, and the framing here is excellent, as the girl in this scenario is just as shallow as he is. And despite what many have said about the date they go on sounding pretty cheap for a multi-platinum certified artist, to me, it sounds like exactly what a date with Ed Sheeran would be like.
You and me are thrifty, so go all you can eat. Fill up your bag and I fill up the plate.
Many of you are probably sick to death of this, and rightly so, but to me, for some reason, it's just as fresh as the first day I heard it, somehow. Wait, could it be that I'm the weird one?
You just want attention, you don't want my heart. Baby, you just...
Not a great song she spilled.
You just want attention.
I was surprised with how much this grew on me. The production really comes together well, especially with that bass line. Plus, when I did my review, I actually misheard one of the key lyrics.
You already know that you want.
Both I and the lyric site I was using originally misheard that as "you already know what you are." And obviously, this changes the tone of the song since Charlie is acknowledging that he is giving this girl the attention that she wants from him. It's a song that shows his own faults and that he's willing to own up to them, so can you really blame me for liking it?
Great instrumentation, well-framed lyrics, and a great delivery. It's easily the best thing Charlie has ever done. So what topped the list? Gee, I wonder.
I thought Portugal the Man would top this list for me. It did not. Yeah, this is to me what Shape of You is to Finn. A song I can't stop playing, and yet I can't get sick of it. The song just makes me feel so happy, and I'm so glad it got as big as it did.
You know, back when I reviewed this on my channel, I absolutely loved it, and if anything, it's only got better. I still love everything about this song. The instrumentation, Mendez's strong delivery, the chorus.
The bridge.
Oh my god, the bridge.
Last time I didn't, we took it way too far.
And on top of that, the lyrics are great, dedicated to an adventurous girlfriend who gives Mendez the courage to do anything. And he manages to sell it all. He hasn't sounded this good since Something Big.
And while I personally won't call it the song of the year or anything, it definitely runs away with the title of the best song of the fall of 2017. That's really specific. Have you ever thought about renaming this show?
I'll consider it. So, with 2 people, how was the top 20 this time? Well, even with the state of pop beginning to decline, as it usually does in the fall season, the week we decided to review was not part of it. And with our combined scores, we get a whopping 105 out of 200, which equals almost 53 out of 100, meaning we are still above average. So Finn, what have we learned?
Don't antagonize someone who has wolves.
That's right. Now get out of here before I set them on you.
Right guys, you can find me on Twitter and on YouTube at The Social Gene, links in the description, hopefully. I do top 10 lists, track reviews, album reviews, and I'm really consistent with videos with great camera and audio quality, as anyone will tell you.
Time's up!
You know?
Aww. Part of me wanted to give the guy some exercise. Oh well. Signing up from the Music Den, I'm Kumarai Fang, off to hunt my next prey.